AYV Television.
Good morning, Freetown. Good morning, Sierra Leone. Good morning and welcome to AYV Television. We're live on Channel 33 and also on radio on FM 101.7. My name is Bokari Matia. Whether you're watching or listening to us from the provinces or in the capital city on Channel online from around the world on this beautiful and joyous day, the 29th day of July 2026. And we're broadcasting live from the top of Tower Hill in the beautiful heart of the city, Freetown, Sierra Leone. Of course, you can send us your comments and your thoughts to our socials, AYV News Facebook page, on the stories we're covering here this morning. And talking of the stories we're covering here this morning, coming up after over 15 hours of debating the amendments of the 1991 Constitution, this morning we shall be discussing the impact of the amendment on the nation as a whole. And as Sierra Leone joins the rest of the world to commemorate World Hepatitis Day under the theme, Let's Break It Down, studies indicate that about 1 in 8 Sierra Leonean living with the virus. Our health reporter Edima Conte will be reporting on the importance of the day. But before all this, let's get a quick word from our sponsor, Wakeup Commercial Bank, and our other advertisers. Shall be right back.
More and more people are using Wakeup SIM Copper Plus in their everyday lives. Did you hear that? She just transferred money for her daughter's school fees. And this man just paid for some products. Ah, Mr. Abu, are you sending money to your wife again?
Yes, like Wakeup SIM Copper.
Ah.
Yes, like having money in my pocket.
Ah, excellent.
Thank you.
He just bought some eggs. The world is digital, so keep up with the times. Have you got a payment to make? If so, just download Wakeup SIM Copper Plus now. You can download the Wakeup SIM Copper Plus app from Apple iStore and iPad or Google Play Store for Android users. You see, it's fast, safe and reliable.
I gotta go see some business partners.
You didn't give me memory, Michael. Can if I kiss a young, you remember this camp people in not to Indy? Today you pay me money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now you not send me money and 10 you not give me back me money. Today, give me money.
You know ever sabi goodness in life. I send back your money, but trust me, today na the very last day I ever send money for now.
I don't need your help because I don't know so with Afri money. I able send money. Now Boku Africa countries them with Afri money. We able send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, or Kenya. If me party we know this, we not follow the party grammar right now.
Okay, una go regret. Una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you dey able send money even if you not use app, even if you know the online directly. All you need for do is just a dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with Afri Money. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. Afri Money, quick and easy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I can't take money, 2 MoneyGram.
Welcome our PC Foreign Exchange Bureau head office. Sit down.
Thank you.
You can write them.
Waiting that mean?
Where you can take money through MoneyGram or Western Union at any PC and Son shop, including the head office. You don't get 1% cashback instant. Yes, ma. You not tap bill. Every Thursday we can collect money. Now 59 Wellington Street. You say you showing at the head office for the foreign exchange. You don't get 1% of that money you can collect plus additional gifts.
Wow! You mean say for me 1% I dey get gifts?
Yes, ma.
Waiting at the gift.
You dey get gifts like 5 kg paddy jasmine rice. You dey get gifts like paddy oil, paddy milk, paddy mayonnaise, and plenty other paddy things then.
Una, thank you.
You're welcome. And now you can call Kangoli go give you an the lucky win and see what you go win you say.
Wait till you dey wait. No miss out on the Thursday special.
PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, don't 1% the game plus Thursday special.
Again, it's been a very crazy day. The joyous feeling in the air when rain falls on a sunny day. Happy, yeah. Let the stars, let the roll.
Enjoy life's little pleasures with Maltina. Maltina. Share happiness.
As mama, I always want waiting best for me picking them, especially when it comes up waiting them for eat and drink. Now this make I always they choose Sarah juice because they make come from with local foods them and nutritious and it gets less sugar than the other drinks them. Not to me say so.
We lab test show say Sierra juice gets 50% less sugar than the other drinks them na the market.
Because we mama they know waiting best for we picking them, now you make we always they choose Sierra juice. Sierra juice and nutritious, a healthy and it's sweet. Sierra juice, not the taste of Salone.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, on 8th August 2024, Statutory Instrument Number 8 of 2024 regarding the conduct of nationwide population and housing census was successfully laid in Parliament. On 29th August 2024, this statutory instrument became effective following 21 days from its laying. Therefore, in line with the decennial census calendar, I am pleased to announce that my government we conduct a nationwide population and housing census.
It's 2026, we dey get with census. Make all man tell him fambulem, and responsibility for bring development. Make all man tell him fambulem. From the east to the west, blah blah blah. From the north to the south, blah blah. No matter how you dare or you try, blah blah blah. You want to call mama or papa, blah blah blah. One picking on grandpa, blah blah blah. Auntie or uncle, blah 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 blah. May they call to you, yeah. One people, one nation. May they call to you, yeah. Now we number go build salon. May they call to you, yeah. No person say you not here. May they call to you, may they call to you,
Blah blah blah. Make we come together now, brother sister. Nothing saying no matter no, no left behind no. This night you 10 for, can join the census. Salon now we on.
Okay, well, show me your name, show me your address. For make you go join the plan, the census go make you get the access. For make you go vote now this land, let the all you. If you don't want make them country again, make them creep you. Cause this time you're salon for right.
See what you been a second cabo aduo. We bring good news, salon people here yo. Census don't come again. We ready for contact, sky from the young to the old. Say the census go help make development day. Allow me them continue until you know go pay. It go help plan more schools, hospital and lights, even water for you community. Who say you there?
May they call to you, yeah. One people, one nation. May they call to you, yeah. Now we number go build salon. May they call to you, yeah. No person say you not here. May they call to you, yeah. May they call to you, yeah. Census they come, the other we cooperate. Tell mama and papa, then get for country all, the make we all ready. Census go help for make we know we safe, and who's how we stand. If you claim say you love salon, say development day, that day you for day.
Yambo tegina, mimbo tegina. Mingo tetege biambe. Got 2026 census na me right, census na you right. Family. Imagine if they count everybody that left you out.
Amulemba kotumogbawa, opa kofoni ngesa gbele tuwa. Tonya, ye amubuji hule panda. Wabulo letabo bawa baya ganga. Ye tumogbawa mudagbe behave. Comment ya go salon bate mukweleva. Nabi yina na metabo bawana. Yo mama kome kolabo ganya delega. Ina
kakotone dim ding dang, dim ding dang, dim ding dang. Katsap katsa tinganga be katsa konkel, anga be katsa banganda yer. Abageto bagats, aindo gor, agalene, samo jamu, agatsamu, sarentamu. Donye, mama marita kangonsu.
Amiya timi wandi, timi wandi. Amiya timi wandi, timi wandi. Mwa Kongo tami wandi, ungewa menda milwena wo. Ya Kongo tabi wandi, ungeba handa bebe holo.
From the east to the west, blah blah blah. From the north to the south, blah blah. No matter how you dare or you try, blah blah blah. You want to call mama or papa, blah blah blah. One picking on grandpa, blah blah blah. Auntie or uncle, blah 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 blah. May they call to you, yeah. One people, one nation. May they call to you, yeah. Now we number go build salon. May they call to you, yeah. No person say you not here. May they call to you, yeah. May they call to you, yeah.
More and more people are using Wakeup SIM Copper Plus in their everyday lives. Did you hear that? She just transferred money for her daughter's school fees. And this man just paid for some products. Ah, Mr. Abu, are you sending money to your wife again?
Yes, Wakeup SIM Copper.
Ah.
Yes, like having money in my pocket.
Ah, excellent.
Thank you.
He just bought some eggs. The world is digital, so keep up with the times. Have you got a payment to make? If so, just download Wakeup SIM Couple Plus now.
You can download the Wakeup SIM Couple Plus app from Apple iStore and iPad or Google Play Store for Android users.
You see, it's fast, safe, and reliable.
Sorry, car, go see some business partners.
You didn't give me my money, Michael. Can if I can say you give me this camp people in not to in Andy. Michael, today you dey pay me my money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now you not send me money and 10 now you not give me back my money. Today you dey give me my money.
You know ever sabi goodness in life. I dey send back your money, but trust me, today na the very last day I dey ever send money for now.
I don't need your help because I don't know so with Afri money. I dey able send money. Now Baku Africa countries them.
With Afri money, we dey able send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, or Kenya. If me party be know this, we not for the party grammar right now.
Okay, una go regret. I mean now, una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you dey able send money even if you not use app, even if you know the online directly. All you need for do is just a dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with Afri Money. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. Afri Money, quick and easy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I can take money, 2 MoneyGram.
Welcome our PC Foreign Exchange Bureau head office. Sit down.
Thank you.
You can write them.
Wetin that mean?
Where you can take money through MoneyGram Western Union at any PC and Son shop, including the head office. You dey get 1% cashback instant. Yes, ma. You not tap there. Every Thursday we can collect money. Now 59 Wellington Street. You say you dey showing at the head office for the foreign exchange. You dey get 1% of that money you can collect plus additional gifts.
Wow! You mean say for me 1% I dey get gifts?
Yes, ma.
Wetin na the gift?
You dey get gifts like 5 kg paddy jasmine rice. You dey get gifts like paddy oil, paddy milk, paddy mayonnaise, and plenty other paddy things there.
Una thank you.
You're welcome. And now you can call Kangoli go keep you on the lucky win and see what you go win you say.
Wait till you dey wait. No miss out on the Thursday special.
BC Foreign Exchange Bureau, the 1% the game plus Thursday special.
Feels good to see your face again. It's been a very crazy day. The joyous feeling in the air when rain falls on a sunny day.
Happy, yeah. Let the stars, let the roll.
Enjoy life's little pleasures with Maltina. Maltina. Share happiness.
As mama, I always want waiting best for me picking them, especially when it comes up waiting them for eat and drink. Now this make I always they choose Sarah juice because they make come from with local foods them and nutritious and it gets less sugar than the other drinks them. Not to me say so.
We lab test show say Sierra juice gets 50% less sugar than the other drinks them na the market.
Because we mama they know it's best for we picking them, now make we always they choose Sierra juice. Sierra juice and nutritious, it healthy and it's sweet. Sierra juice, not the taste of Salone.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, on 8th August 2024, Statutory Instrument Number 8 of 2024 regarding the conduct of nationwide population and housing census was successfully laid in Parliament. On 29th August 2024, this statutory instrument became effective following 21 days from its laying. Therefore, in line with the decennial census calendar, I am pleased to announce that my government will conduct a nationwide population and housing census.
It's 2026, we dey get with census. Make all man tell him family responsibility for bring development. Make all man tell him family from the east to the west, blah blah blah. From the north to the south, no matter how you dare or you try, blah blah blah. Mama or papa, blah blah blah. One pikin or grandpa, blah blah blah. Auntie or uncle, blah blah blah. One people, one nation. Alone, may they call to you. No person say you not here. May they call to you. May they call to you.
I'm a papa. Make we come together now.
Welcome back. A quick reminder, this is Wake Up Sierra Leone on AYV television and radio here in Freetown. Now, as Sierra Leone joins the rest of the world to commemorate World Hepatitis Day 2026 under the theme, Let's Break It Down, health experts are raising concerns over the country's high burden of hepatitis B, and studies indicate that about 1 in 8 Sierra Leoneans are living with the virus, underscoring the need for increased awareness, testing and access to treatment. Edima Conte reports.
Hepatitis remains a major public health challenge in Sierra Leone. According to available studies, an estimated 1.1 million Sierra Leoneans were living with hepatitis B in 2022, representing about 14.8% of the population, roughly 1 in every 8 people. As the world marks World Hepatitis Day, the Minister of Health says tackling the disease remains a national priority.
Today, there have not been new studies to look at the prevalence of hepatitis in Sierra Leone. However, the situation is still scary as prevalence we believe that it's even more than what it used to be. And the 13.8% that used to be initially, we believe it's even more than that now because of the transmission rates compared to other diseases. It's higher and it's faster. Okay, so we believe it's even more than what it used to be. I mean, from 14.8 from 2022, it might have gone up to probably more than even 14% by project.
Despite the high prevalence, health professionals say many people are unaware of their status due to low levels of testing and screening. Founder of No Ebb Foundation Sierra Leone, Dr. Manal Gazawi, says early testing is critical, noting that hepatitis can remain silent for years before symptoms appear.
All sexually active people should be tested. All people at risk of having the infection should be tested. People infected with HIV, people co-infected with hepatitis C, cancer patients who have lower immune system, and other people at risk, for example, sex workers, people injecting drugs, healthcare workers, and for as long as you live in an endemic region, you have to be tested. But many people would have developed already liver diseases like liver failure, liver cirrhosis, or liver cancer. So that is why mostly now the younger populations are diagnosed of liver cancer because they've, for example, had the infection since they were a baby, for example, and it keeps on damaging the liver, knowing to adults until they reach early adult stage, then liver cancer comes in.
She also highlights some of the challenges in the fight against hepatitis and the need for strong interventions to improve prevention, diagnosis, and treatment.
Another challenge is till now, government has not taken serious action when it comes to hepatitis B elimination in Sierra Leone or viral hepatitis elimination. What they should be doing is implement exactly what's in the viral hepatitis policy. We are good at making documents, but we do not implement what's in those documents.
The government says efforts are underway to reduce transmission and improve access to hepatitis services across the country.
The ministry is focusing currently on is what we call the triple elimination, focusing mostly on the transmission of the disease from mother to child during pregnancy. So what they've done is to see how they can collaborated with the expanded program on immunization to focus on vaccinating children at birth. So within the first 24 hours after delivery, and it's going to be across the country. So we started this application in 2024. And then we were successful on the application. And this year, fortunately, we are going to apply what is called the birth dose vaccination for children within the first 24 hours after delivery. And this birth dose can actually prevent transmission from mother to child. And we think most of the prevalence is actually, large percentage of the prevalence is being contributed by transmission from mother to child. So if we are able to break that chain of transmission by vaccinating children at birth, I think we'll be able to at least prevent the rate of transmission of the disease from mother to child, and that will cut down on the prevalence of diseases generally in the country.
Despite advances in prevention and treatment, many people remain unaware of their hepatitis status. Increasing public awareness, expanding access to screening, and encouraging vaccination where available remain critical steps in reducing the burden of the disease in Sierra Leone.
Early screening actually saves lives because if you screen early and then you know your status, if you are positive, you start treatment immediately, and then if you are negative, you can go and then get the vaccine. Because with the vaccine, you'll be able to prevent yourself from getting the disease. So I want to encourage everyone, if you've not known your status, go out there and then do the test.
World Hepatitis Day serves as a reminder that early detection saves lives, and health authorities are urging Sierra Leoneans to know their status and seek timely care. Edima Conte, AYB News, Freetown.
Many thanks to Eddie McConte for that report. Now, members of parliament yesterday debated the proposed amendment bill to the 1991 constitution. The debate went on at about 2 a.m. this morning. Let's take a highlight from yesterday's second reading by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
Of this bill is a tripartite report, 80 recommendations developed jointly by the government of Sierra Leone and the All People's Congress Party, engaging every major stakeholder group in the country. Those recommendations represent something rare in our politics. Two parties disagreeing honestly and producing consensus. If anyone tells you that the provisions in this bill are the creation of this government alone, they have misled you. Every provision in this bill can be traced to one of these two sources. But Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the process did not stop there. After the bill was published in the Gazette, we continued to listen. Stakeholders and citizens submitted position papers, raising concerns, proposing amendments, and sharing perspectives. Not every proposal was accepted, but every submission was read, every concern was considered, and the deliberations that followed were genuinely informed by what Sierra Leoneans said. Furthermore, as recommended by our international moral guarantors, a technical team comprising representatives of the government and the All People's Congress convened to examine concerns raised about this bill and to make it better. That committee met, deliberated, and fed its outcomes into the version before this House today. This is not a bill drafted in a room and handed to Parliament. It is a bill tested, challenged, refined, and improved through engagement. Several of my predecessors have done extensive work on this bill. This is a process that I inherited. And on behalf of government, I want to thank them for their contributions to this process and for their service to our nation. So this bill is not partisan. It is generational. I pay tribute to Dr. Emmanuel Gaima, representing the government of Sierra Leone, and Dr. Kaifan Amara, representing the All People's Congress Party, co-chairs of the tripartite process, whose leadership made a consensus in this bill possible. Permit me, Mr. Speaker, to also pay tribute to the Deputy Minister of Justice, Madam Satu Elizabeth Sako, whose unwavering advocacy for a gender-responsive constitution has driven my office to commit publicly and without reservation that all 16 recommendations in the Women's Manifesto, which was put together by a consortium of women's organizations across the country, that these recommendations will be enshrined in the full constitutional package. I make bold to commit before this honorable House and to our nation that we will not fail our women. So as a people, we should embrace this moment as a historic opportunity for democratic renewal in our country. Because this is not merely about legal reform. It is about strengthening the bedrock of our democracy. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, for more than 20 years, Sierra Leone has been on this journey. A journey that began in the ashes of a devastating civil war, was shaped by the Leone Peace Agreement, informed by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, encouraged across successive governments and across deep political divides to this chamber today. I rise to commit the Constitution of Sierra Leone Amendment Act 2025 with conviction and without apology to this honorable House. But before I do so, Mr. Speaker, I want to address a question that I know is in the minds of many Sierra Leoneans following this debate. Why is this bill limited to electoral reforms? Where is the rest of the constitutional package? I will answer that question plainly because it deserves a plain answer. The decision to bring electoral reform provisions to Parliament first ahead of the broader constitutional package is not an act of convenience. It is not a political maneuver. It is a principled decision grounded in international best practice and in our solemn obligation to the integrity of Sierra Leone's democratic process. There is a well-established principle recognized by the African Union, by ECOWAS, by the United Nations, and every credible electoral governance body in the world, that electoral laws must be passed or amended well in advance of elections. The rationale is straightforward. Political parties, candidates, civil society organizations, and citizens must have sufficient time to understand new electoral rules, to adapt their strategies and operations to them, and to hold their institutions accountable for implementing them fairly. An electoral law changed at the last minute, or was changed during the electionary process, creates confusion, opens the door to abuse, and fatally undermines public confidence in the electoral process. Sierra Leone's next general elections are on the horizon. If we wait to pass electoral reforms until the entire constitutional package is finished, we risk arriving at that election with outdated rules that this House, the tripartite process, and the people of Sierra Leone have already agreed must change. That is a risk we are not prepared to take with our democracy. The electoral reforms in this bill are not rushed. They are not improvised. They are among the most thoroughly deliberated provisions in the entire constitutional review. Products of the constitutional review processes established by previous governments before now, the tripartite process that brought the government and the APC together for 6 months, engaged in electoral management bodies, civil society, political parties, and communities across every district of this country. This House is not being asked to vote on something new. It is being asked to give legal force to something that has already been agreed. Let me be clear about what this bill does, Mr. Speaker. It introduces the proportional representation system, opening political space for women, for youth, minority voices who have systematically been underrepresented under the first past the vote arrangement. Constitutionally mandates a minimum 30% women's quota in political nominations at both national and local levels. A provision already in the Giving Act and now proposed to be in our country's civil law. This will no longer be an aspiration, but a fundamental constitutional requirement. This reform process is therefore a conversation about our shared future. It is a blueprint designed to ensure that the 52% of our population, our women, are no longer just silent observers of growth, but the primary drivers of such growth. As we examine the bill before this honorable House, we must be clear about what we are doing. We are not fixing an election law. We are re-engineering the DNA of Sierra Leone governance to ensure that women are no longer guests in the rooms of power, but the rightful owners. Owners of them. This bill is at its core about electoral reform. But to be any more clear, Mr. Speaker, members, it's a new electoral reform is gender reform. For over 30 years, the 1991 Constitution has helped shape our democratic journey. But its electoral provisions often created a winner-takes-all environment that was inherently hostile to women. It favored the loudest voices and the deepest pockets, often pushing women to the periphery of political processes. The bill before you today changes the game by requiring political parties to ensure that at least 30% of their nominees at both national and local levels are women. We are moving inclusion from a gentleman's agreement to a non-negotiable legal and constitutional requirement. This, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, is a tip of our reform. Coupled with the proportional representation system, we are creating a fairer and more professional political space. The PR system reduces the zero-sum, high-friction politics of the past. It allows us to prioritize competence, youth, and most importantly, the 52% of our population. When we strengthen the integrity of our elections through this act, we are directly strengthening the voice of the Sierra Leonean women. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to challenge you to look beyond the ballot box. Why does democratic governance matter for women? It matters because strong economies are built on strong laws. The 2025 electoral reforms are the gateway to the broader, new and improved constitution we are building, a constitution designed for economic transformation. We know that when women are present in decision-making, public resources work harder. When a woman sits in parliament, she isn't just representing a party. She's representing the female university students who on graduation needs equal pay for equal work, a right we are now enshrining in our constitutional reforms. She's representing the working mother who needs the maternity and family protections we are now strengthening. Democratic governance is the engine, but economic empowerment is the destination. You cannot have one without the other. Let us ensure that when history looks back at 2025 and 2026, it says that this was the moment Sierra Leone stopped asking for permission to be equal and started demanding it through the supreme law of the land. The bill also strengthens the governance framework around electoral institutions, improving accountability, independence, and public confidence in the bodies that administer our elections. And it lays the constitutional foundation upon which the rest of the broader reform package, including the transformative provisions on economic rights, education, citizenship, healthcare, and governance will be built. The broader package is coming, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. I give this House and this nation the full commitment of His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Madabio, that the passage of this bill is not the end of the constitutional review process. It is a critical and time-sensitive component of it. The many provisions, those that go to the heart of our national identity, our social contract, and our vision for the Sierra Leone we are building will follow in the next phase of this process. With the same rigor, the same public engagement, the same commitment to getting it right that has defined this journey over 20 years. The provisions in this bill on proportional representation, on women's political participation, on electoral accountability have been waiting for this moment for years. The international community, our development partners, and our own people have all said, reform before the next election, not afterwards. This House has the opportunity to do so today. So I urge every honorable member to vote yes, not for this government, not for the party, not for their party, but for the Sierra Leonean people who participated in this process, who waited for this moment, and who deserve a democracy worthy of their patience. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Attorney General, Minister of Justice. statement. At this stage, honorable members, I recognize the presence of Sir Jimmy Batulo Songa, Chairman of the I also recognize the presence of Ambassador Usman Sanecha. I actually welcome the chairman of the SFP and the chairman and leader of APC. In the circumstances, I urge the leader of the opposition to make a brief statement on the presentation by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, and the leader of government business, the majority leader and leader of government business. Just brief statements, 5 minutes each. 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, today is a historic day. We are touching the most critical document in this nation. I am confident because I have known Mr. Speaker and he has presided over this parliament for quite a while. He is a man of procedure. He has conducted himself with grace, dignity, and respect throughout. And I am totally confident that he will maintain that standard during the course of this.
I think members of parliament should be clapping more. Thank you very much, leader of the opposition.
So I want to make it crystal clear that the opposition has no doubt in your ability to follow the laws of our country and the constitution of this nation. And Mr. Speaker, from the outset, it will be quite expedient for us to have a clarity of the procedures involved in amending this critical document. We know that it is stated in subsection 2 of section 108. But there is a critical aspect there which I want you to pay great attention to. Is the fact that the Constitution insistently said let me just make a quick reference, Mr. Speaker.
Guess where this boy gets it? You better get
Section 108.
You need money fast.
Subsection 2, Mr. Speaker. It says a bill.
Honorable leader of the opposition. Just a brief comment on what he said.
Yes, no, I just want us to set the pace. Of course, I want to assure you, this debate will be very fair, very comforting, very fair. Yes, it says a bill for an act of parliament under this section shall not be passed by parliament unless the B part, the bill is supported on the second and third readings of the vote of not less than 2/3 of members of parliament. I underline the word not less than 2/3. And the current composition of this parliament is 149 members. 2/3 exact is 99.33. By the way, I'm an engineer by profession. I normally do differentiation and integration. And it's clear that anything less than 99.33 is less than 2/3 and cannot pass any amendment of the sacred document. So it means for us to touch any clause in this document, we must have 100 MPs. That is why the Constitution did not say 2/3. The Constitution says the bill is supported on the second and third reading by a vote of not less than 2/3. So anything less than 2/3 cannot pass any amendment to this Constitution. I am saying this because we have reposed confidence in the ability of the Speaker to conduct free, fair proceedings in this House. And Mr. Speaker, I want to allay the fears of my colleagues on the other side. We are not against amending the Constitution. We are not against amending the Constitution. We may be against amending certain clauses of this Constitution. But we are not against amending the Constitution. We may be against amending certain clauses of this Constitution. But we are not entirely against amending this sacred document. So, Mr. Speaker, with the expectancy that we're going to follow due process, I want to assure. I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Majority leader and leader of government business.
Osai, one country, one country. Respect to the paramount chief that salute you, God bless you. It's a unique parliament where we have our traditional rulers and us. Thank you. God bless you very much. Mr. Speaker, let me say thank you. Have been staying here with us. I know we have, every time we have talked about justice here and how loving we are to us. How we allow us to persuade the executive. How we have allowed us to make sure that this parliament function is very systematic and in democratic manner. I thank you together with your clerk and the team. 80, you have said it all. You have shaping the trajectory of this debate. You have spoken like a statesman. We have used the political willingness of President Leone for us to change the trajectory. We cannot be captains of bad politics. Today we are talking about parliamentary debate. We are talking about the war. They're doing the interregnum. So many things happen. The only way we can maintain stability as a nation is stated is by the rule of law. And today we are about to amend the Constitution to establish authority of state, but to also check how those authorities can be used. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the reason why I call the paramount chief Osai Owai, one country, one people, is for us to have a cohesive nation. And you have elucidated clearly on the point. Women's empowerment, talking about absolute clauses in the Constitution, talking about how do we move on. A post-war country like Sierra Leone, what do we do to keep this nation together? So that we will debate whether we take the first past the post, the proportional representation system. These are all things that are in the bill today. But for us, we believe putting this nation first. It's in the interest of everybody. It's in the interest of everybody. Be you APC, be you all of the political parties who are not here. 17 registered political parties. SFPP is just in governance. We SFPP, we have led this country to so many successful and delivered this nation. We have delivered this nation independent. The war, because of bad governance, we had the war, SFPP-led governance. We redeemed this nation. In this blessed memory, President Kaba conducted the free and fair transparent elections. It's the same provisions. We transfer governance from opposition to governance to opposition. So be it. Today, we are here again, trying to make sure we put this country on a trajectory that this country, to make sure that we have a better Sierra Leone, good for everybody. Irrespective of region, irrespective of tribe, to have a developed nation, and all of them that will be possible. We are not doing it because we are SFPP. We are doing it for the interest of this country. That is why our mantra: one country, one people. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I will keep the rest for the event. I will keep the rest for my concluding statement. I will go clause by clause. Support documents given to you today. By legislation we are passed in this house, why we should have A, why we should accept plus B, why we should not accept plus C. These are things we put to the fore. But our interest is to get a consensus document where we to the interest of this nation. Mr. AG, I thank you very much unto the General Minister of Justice and the City for putting us through. You did not start this process. But I want to join to thank the technical team. My recommendation made by the moral guarantors. Dr. Richard Conte, thank you. Dr. Bema, thank you. I want to be running out and stand tall for the truth, nothing else for the truth. The formula for us is good discussion. It has to be all political parties, whom good policies, whom the government chiefs, whom laws will pass in this house. We make it strong in better response. It's not about one political party. It's not about one region. It's not about one tribe. It's about the interest of Islam. The generation gets to come to look at us. You are history maker in the good faith of a better Islam. The Lord bless you all.
Yes, Mr. AG and Minister of Justice, proceed with the bill. Hold on, let it crack. Hold on, crack.
Bill, the Constitution of Sierra Leone Amendment Act 2025, second reading committee stage and third reading. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I move that the bill entitled the Constitution of Sierra Leone Amendment Act 2025 be read the second time. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this bill seeks to amend the Constitution of Sierra Leone 1991.
That was highlight there from Parliament from the second and third reading of the proposed amendment bill to the Sierra Leone Constitution 1991 Act number 6 of 1991. Well, joining us online, we currently have a reporter from Kenema, Sam Alfalai, to give us an update of people's reaction, you know, to the parliamentary debate yesterday that lasted until 2 a.m. this morning. Good morning, Sam Alfalai, and welcome to Wake Up Sierra Leone.
Yeah, good morning, viewers, and good morning, everyone listening on radio.
What's the update? How are people reacting to, you know, the debate yesterday in Parliament, which went on to, you know, 2 a.m. this morning? What has been people's reaction from Kenema?
Well, there are mixed reactions, but majority of the reaction tends to be going the same way, and people are looking at the constitutional amendment as one of a very big thing in this country, because for far too long, even Kenema benefited from the Justice Cowan constitutional review process, because a lot of engagement they are held in Kenema here, and they gave their own input into that process. In fact, they were very disappointed that that constitution did not, that constitutional review did not materialize. However, they are optimistic that it will happen, because according to few educated elites here, they feel that the constitution has some loopholes that they need to amend. Going back to the proposals in the amendment, their concerns are like, one, they are focused to a time limit, a timeline for the conduct of election that has been proposed at November. People are thinking that if it were like America, they want that to happen, that a date, a fixed date, not like it's in second Sunday or second Saturday in November. They want a fixed date. That every year, when the tenure of office of a president or elected members finish, that date, everybody will know that they are going to conduct election on that particular date, November. Like for America, you have November 8th, for instance. So people are bearing that in mind. Also, they are looking at the PR system and the first past the post. There are advantages and there are disadvantages. One of the key things that they are talking about here is that since the introduction of the PR system, there have not been any violent acts in terms of election. Even though some of them are also going with the opinion that they have not been seeing their honorable members of parliament, and that the party system is also bringing some conflict, wherein when one dies, who comes after? And they are going with the opinion that if only the threshold of somebody securing a seat in parliament is reduced, then even the independent candidates will benefit from that. But they cited an instance of the past first past the post system, wherein the threshold was even higher, and they ended up having only SLPP and APC in parliament. To them, is a concern that if that threshold is reduced to a minimum number, wherein even an independent candidate will come in, because they have this fear that as your political party, when you are in your political party and people in your political party do not like you, what will happen? Whatever thing you go for in that political party, they will not give it to you. But if you are a prominent person in your community and people love you, you will go independent, and if you secure that threshold, then you also will go to parliament. As it happened in the case of Quentin Stallion, Honorable, in his own constituency in the first general election, I think, when he ran under the ticket of independent candidate. So they are citing all the references to that. Also, looking at women representation, to them, it is very good, because the Kenema district is among maybe either one or two districts that accommodate women to even be paramount chief. So to them, that area of 30% given to women in that constitution, they like it more than any other, because to them they want women also to represent them in offices, as the case may be. For the dual citizenship, a lot are saying if you want to be a Sierra Leonean, come to Sierra Leone. come to Sierra Leone and stay in Sierra Leone. To them, most of the provisions that they have brought forward, they have not said much about it. They said, for that, you want to be in Sierra Leone, you come to Sierra Leone and you want to be a parliamentarian, you have to go through the constitutional provisions. That one, they did not say much about it. But on the whole, they applauded the AG for being the only Attorney General that is speaking out what the process is about, bringing it to the doorstep of the people, and also telling the people what the constitutional amendment means. Then if this amendment goes through, then it's a win-win situation for everybody, because there are some provisions there that they think will help the people. But they want that they should not do it on partisan base, but they should do it on loving their people, because it's a constitution that is going to spend more years before it will be tampered with again. So far, so good. But the atmosphere here is cool, even though yesterday it was raining cat and dog, but it's cool now. So these are the things at the list of people. And they were very good to their AYV TV yesterday. And the Kailan people were complaining. But that one is a management issue that they also want to be viewing this. And they were very concerned about it.
One and then the 20% at least threshold in 1/3 of the districts in Sierra Leone. What have been the the opinion of people? I'm asking because, as you know as well, reporting to us from Kenema, there have been talks around the corridors of having another district within the Kenema district, Pangoma to be precise, and another in Pujehun, Bandajuma, administratively. How far has that process or, that topic gone within, the spheres around Kenema and the discussion, and especially linking it to, the census that we're about to have in December, and, the issue you just spoke about, the proportional representation as, against the constituency representation that was around?
Yeah, for the redistricting, this is a welcoming news for the people of Kenema. You know that when you look at the colonial districting of Sierra Leone, there were about 5 districts, and we have Ronenta, we have Bandajuma, we have Karine, we also have Panguma. So, and it was about 5. To them, if 2 have been given already, or 1 that is carrying in, and another new district was created. To them, they know that if Panguma comes back, because even all other districts around Kenema district, even Kenema district, Bo district, and the other districts that have been created now, were under Panguma district. Panguma was like the district that was governing the eastern region. And all other districts now, be it Kailan, be this, were under Panguma. To them, it's a welcoming news that they want their Panguma district back, and even the Bandajuma, because there are some villages, like from some chiefdoms, when you go to Tunkia, Koya, and the other chiefdoms by the small Blama area, there are chiefdoms behind Blama, Langrama, and all other chiefdoms. They were part and parcel of Bandajuma. Even though the redistricting is something that will move them away from Kenema, another district will be added to Kenema, but to them, they want the district, because if the district is given to them, it's not like they are doing them favor. It's like they are bringing back the district that was existing. Because Panguma was the only district existing. There was nothing like Kenema district. There was nothing like Bo district at that time. It was the only district that was existing that covered all of these areas that I've listed. So they are welcoming that. The only thing they are concerned about, that let it not be like other districts that have been created without much development. If those districts are created, like for going to Panguma town itself, if Panguma was to become the district headquarters town, because I know there is this pulling and pushing between Bonumbu and that of Panguma town of itself and Bonumbu, which one is to become the district headquarters as the case may be. Before this time, it was Panguma town in the Lower Bambara Chiefdom. but I know for sure that it is going to be an administrative decision from government and the local government, as the case may be. But that is exactly what they're doing. Now, if it comes to, like you rightly said, in the proportional representation, to them, just because of the conflicts that have been acquired and those quarrels and infighting when it comes to by-election, these are just the areas where they are supporting the PR system. Because he made mention of that while he's talking about the district. So for the district level, they want the district, and that is what they are waiting for. In fact, to them, they say government has delayed. Government should make pronouncement of where the district headquarters is going to be, how are they going to do with visiting, then they will start their politicking and other development activity.
Leave you. I'd like an update, on the education system in Kenema. We spoke, I think, a little over 2 months ago about, the fire incidents that happened at Nyapui School. Now schools are closed, and pupils are expected to take extra classes. How is that being done around the city of Kenema, especially with, the weather condition and the rain during this time?
There were, the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, alongside with the Sierra Leone, this was a project that Sierra Leone brought forward through their own partners, the Teratech and other Jamna organizations, who also wanted to really invest in Sierra Leone by bringing up this gas school, the Nyapui School around the Kombima Acid. Is an outcast of Kenema. This school has suffered greatly in the hands of West. I wouldn't want to say nature, I wouldn't want to say somebody, because nobody has been found guilty of committing such. But what happened, the recent development is that as of yesterday, I was not in the meeting, but I called some stakeholders regarding the meeting. I just saw some bloggers posting the meeting, and I called stakeholders regarding the meeting that they had. They have found out that it has a link to that of land dispute. And owing to the fact that land system in this part of the country is being owned by land-owning family. But there have been some identified conflicts between either the land-owning family members and some of the people who are aggrieved. Well, I'm not attributing they are being aggrieved to that of the acts that have been occurring at the Nyapui School. But rather, that meeting was called yesterday in order to bring these family members together. Maybe the Inferno has a link to traditional practices that they do not like. Some other people indeed expressed their grievances, that they were not happy about the way how the land was given and how they were treated. Either they did not get some part of the money that was given, as the case may be. But the minister was here yesterday, all of the stakeholders and the resident minister, and I got onto his PA, and they were here in order to go and meet with these people. And they have met with them. The outcome of that meeting will be communicated later, because after this interview, I'll also have to get on to the resident minister to know what is the next plan, because they have just started and they want the Nyapui School to come back. But by and large, some other children also were taken away from the Nyapui School to other areas, other communities. But they've come back and they were still taking their exams, especially those who are taking WAS and those who are supposed to take the Becker, as the case may be. So the status of the Nyapui School is like that now, and stakeholders are working to make sure that it comes back. If it has a traditional issue, then that will be addressed by those family members and in their own traditional way.
Any updates on the weather condition, especially around and across areas within Kenema City, where they are prone to flash floods whenever rain comes? Any updates on that?
Now, not much reports about flooding taking place, but it has been raining cats and dogs, and those areas in Kenema that have been experiencing flooding, like Nyandeama and Betuma community, they have not complained much about flooding again. I don't know whether it's because of the road construction work that is going on, wherein drainages are being constructed and canal clearing processes have started, or is it because we have not gone into August or September? We are still observing that. The only problems that we have is that people are still going ahead to build in those flood-prone areas, especially in swamps, as the case may be. We don't know who are giving them permit to do those construction work, but I know for sure that there have been some things put in place to make sure that nobody builds or nobody constructs a structure in those swamp areas, as the case may be. But there are not much disaster reported in terms of rain. Before this time, there were disasters like just like we've spoken about the Nyampu school that has to do with fire. But for the rains, not yet. Hello.
Thank you very much, Sam Alfalai, for giving us that update from Kenema City.
Yeah, thank you. Get a follow up on all of these things and report later.
That's Sam Alfalai reporting for us from the city of Kenema, giving us update, about happenings there in that part of the country. We're hopeful to also get either George Philip Jambawai from Bo or Abba Sise from Makeni. But let's take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we shall go into the segments of the show proper and usher in our guests.
Did you hear that? She just transferred money for her daughter's school fees. And this man just paid for some products. Ah, Mr. Abu, are you sending money to your wife again?
Yes, like a Wakeup SIM couple.
Ah.
Yes, like having money in my pocket.
Ah, excellent.
Thank you.
He just bought some eggs. The world is digital, so keep up with the times. Have you got a payment to make? If so, just download Wakeup SIM Couple Plus now. You can download the Wakeup SIM Couple Plus app from Apple iStore and iPad or Google Play Store for Android users. You see, it's fast, safe and reliable.
So the car go see some business partners.
You didn't give me my money, Michael. Can if I can say you give me this car people in not to in Andy. Today you pay me my money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now you not send me money and 10 you not give me back my money. Today give me my money.
You know ever sabi goodness na life. I send back your money, but trust me today na the very last day I ever send money for now.
I don't need your help because I don't know so with Afri money I able send money. Now baku Africa countries them
with Afri money. We able send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia or Kenya. If me party we know this, we not for the grammar right now.
Okay, una go regret. Una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you dey able send money even if you not use app, even if you know the online directly. All you need for do is just a dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with Afri Money. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. Afri Money, quick and easy.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Sierra Leone on AYV television and radio. Now let's talk about Parliament. Parliament has committed the bill entitled the Amendment of the 1991 Constitution after second reading. The House rescheduled the debate after the deliberation lasted up to 2 a.m. this morning. Members of Parliament took time to debate the Gun of Sierra Leone, a process which has been waiting for over 20 years. From the Peter Tucker Commission and Committee to the Justice Kawan Commission and Committee now to be before the House. The amendments cover elections and electoral processes, mainly seeking to change the name of the electoral body, the PPRC, and the formation of such committee, the propose of a PR system as the preferred electoral system, and a 50% plus one as opposed to 55% elections threshold, amongst others. Well, the House was divided in views about the PR system and the presidential election threshold. While the ruling bench has pushed the government's agenda, the opposition bench disagrees this morning to look at the impact of the amendment on the nation as a whole. In the studio to discuss, we've been joined by Mohammed Pope Kamara, Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the All People's Congress Party. And we're expecting our studios Moses Mambu, the National Publicity Secretary of the Sierra Leone People's Party. Good morning, Pope, and welcome to AYV.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Let's start off with, the issues within this amendment bill that the All People's Congress Party has reservations about. What are they?
Well, in the first place, I think we need to make it very clear that the APC is not averse to constitutional reforms or the amendment. We're only averse to certain things that does not represent the interest of the citizens. And if that is so, we must note that the Constitution is the grand norm, and we must note that the law is supreme. So as far as we are concerned, we are committed to reforms, and we are committed to amendments that meet democratic credentials and dictate. So in lieu of the aforementioned, we are saying, based on some of the issues highlighted thus far, i.e. the replacement of the 50
percent, the 55 threshold
that was there to 50 plus one. We are very much concerned that it does not secure a national face. We as a party believes that whosoever should become president must have a national character, must be accepted by all regions and districts, must be a character with a national face, and no region will give any president the 55% threshold that was there. And if we limit it to 50.1, one is an easy methodology for rigging, and it's an easy way to manipulate elections results. So as far as we are concerned as a political party, we believe and we think that does not represent true democracy. It does not give a winner a national face and a national character. So we are concerned with that. But as we speak, the bill is in Parliament, going through scrutiny, and it is going to be voted with a 2/3 majority, and we hope parties from both ends will look at the bill and see reasons for a national plea, and see reasons from a national cry, and see reasons from the debate that have been put on, and the position papers received from different institutions, i.e. the Council of Paramount Chiefs, who have resonated their thoughts with us as a party that we need the first past the post moving forward, which also represents a people-centered approach for whosoever wants to be in governance from the local level and also to presidential. And we've also seen the Interreligious Council, which for us, with the exception of any other thing, these are 100% constituent that we must respect, because based on the two religions we have in Sierra Leone. We have Muslims and Christians. It is only religion from outside that refer to other people as either pagan or Kafiris. But in Sierra Leone, we've not identified any other religion. It is only history that tells us about traditional religion. So because of that particular reason, the interreligious councils have made a position paper that it is good for us to have a people-centered approach, and let us ensure we have the first past the post. Civil society organizations have also resonated with our position that the first past the post will give the people the opportunity to scrutinize who will represent them from parliament, in wards, and also national elections. So these are concerns that we consider to be legitimate, we consider to be genuine, we consider that it represents the interest, the will, and the cries of the people. And so we stood by that, and our MPs thus far have made a clear position, have made a genuine plea for both sides of the well to see reasons not to pass that particular bill. So far, the debate is on. We look forward to what happens today, and for us as a party, we keep appealing that both sides of the well see reasons not to pass clauses that does not represent democratic thresholds.
Before I bring in Mambu, let's look at the other side of the argument. Now, the constitutional amendment, so to speak, is afraid, to use the first past the post system for parliamentary elections, but it is opening its arm to use that for the presidential elections. And as you rightly said, the APC as a party would love the constituency electoral system to come back, wherein members of parliament will represent constituency and people will be able to access those members of parliament. Sure. When you look at the threshold, the presidential threshold, the 50 plus 1, and then in combination with the at least 20% in 2/3 of the 16 districts we have, which means that the person that should be the next president should not only have 50 plus 1, but also should win that 50 plus 1 in about 10.5 districts of the 16 districts that we have. The question has been to the APC, isn't the APC confident enough that they can poll, the 50 plus 1 percentage and also the 20% in the 16 districts in the country?
Well, the unfortunate side of it is that we are not running a federal system of governance. You understand? And we believe the 55% covers all that of the 20% that, we should not be milking outside the basket. We should milk from within the cup or the basket itself. So let us don't misunderstand and get the people confused. You understand? So that is exactly why I said the 50 plus 1 is just an easy way to manipulate or rig elections. And I think with the 55%, it also covers the 20% they are looking for per district. Because for you to cover 55%, trust me, you must be a national character. You must have been an individual with a national face. And I think it helps. And so far, the 55% have seen a situation wherein the two major parties have enjoyed governance, have benefited from the opportunity of serving the people in this country. It has not hindered anything. So going forward, that is why for us as a party, we remain calm, we remain genuine, and we remain focused on ensuring that let us have that which we call true democratic process, wherein the first past the post, you understand, will give citizens the right. Because one of the disadvantages, it will apprise you to note that from Texaco, Grassfield to Brookfields, up to where we are, there is no member of parliament representing any of these constituencies. There is no member of parliament representing these constituencies. So you see the disadvantage. Even though when we say it's a district block system, but how do you think, how would an individual who is residing in Malama understands the challenges of those living in Calabar Town, understand the challenges of those living around Port area? You will not, because your activities does not resonate with the people living there. So that is exactly why we have a constituency system. It's not a matter of going to the MP and tell the MP that I have back the my child is sick. No, that is not the point. But they'll be able to see their MP and tell them that, tell the government on our behalf that we have streets and gutters that are flooding. So you as a representative, you will come back and say, my people are going through this. So that easy access to governance is what we are yearning for, is what we are seeking for. And that has been the cries of the people, because all major institutions that represent the thoughts of the people, all major institutions that represent the feelings of the people, like I said, the Interreligious Council, the Council of Parliamentary, traditionally, they represent the people. Culturally, they represent the people. Locally, they represent the people. So all these institutions have spoken on behalf of the people, just as we have made a plea and a cry on behalf of the people, that a first past the post system will help our governance system, will ensure citizens participation effectively, and from that local level, people will have the opportunity to vote in whosoever they want. Because for another problem is that within the first the PR system, the unfortunate part of it is that maybe just one leader of the party will say, this is my wife's brother. Mm-hmm. You include him in the list. So we should not limit our dictate. You can't say democracy is the government of the people, for the people, by the people, and then you are now limiting it to a party to take decision locally for our people. It just does not reflect the true meaning of democracy in actual sense. Because for you to say democracy is the government of the people, and then the people are not making the decisions as to who represents them locally, as to who represents them from their constituencies, except a list coming from a party. Maybe one rich man or one rich woman will just travel from America with thousands of dollars, and then he bought a space from the party to be in the list. And that individual might not even understand what our people are going through. He will not be able to transmit the cries and the challenges of the people. So these are all under the first past the post system. We used to have women. We talk about 30% quota. Mm-hmm. We used to have representatives in Falaba. As it is now, I can tell you there is no female representation in Falaba under the PR system. No female member of parliament. And you see, the danger is this: in 2018. The SLPP as a party placed in candidates wherein the people of constituency 001 and 007 think these people will not represent us well. But because it is the first past post system, it is the constituency system, what happened? We saw the people voted for independent candidates in Kailaun. And another danger is the fact that in Kenima, a female MP died. She was replaced by Medlands, Honorable Medlands. So even when we are talking, we should not pay lip service to some of these things. We must ensure we put into practice what we say. Mm-hmm. So if you are speaking for women and what they deserve, you are not giving them, it's lip service. And that is why, as a party, we are concerned and we are still appealing. And we are still calling for both sides of the well to see reasons and make sure we put deliberations on those that will help the dictate of true democracy and let the people be the deciders as to who represents them, either locally or nationally.
All right, so let me bring in Mambu. Now, Mambu, the APC as a party has, reservations with regards the amendment bill before Parliament now being debated, and much of the concern has been around the presidential threshold and also the PR system, as opposed to the constituency electoral system we had before now. The government has said that these reforms modernize Sierra Leone's democracy. Can you identify, being the spokesperson for the Sierra Leone People's Party, one amendment within this constitution that does not favor the SLPP as a party, but still the party is going forward with this? Because as it stands, it seems as if the APC is the only party that is bringing out concerns within this constitution that they are not okay with. Are there any other provisions within this constitution that doesn't favor the SLPP and the SLPP is still carrying it, forward to go to table before Parliament?
Let me start by congratulating and telling His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio, thank you. Because what is happening in Parliament started years ago when John was a boy. If you have followed Sierra Leone politics and Sierra Leone democracy, you will notice that constitutional review have started way when President Kaba was in power. Constitutional review continued when Ernest Koroma was empowered. In fact, to a large extent, President Koroma almost pushed the constitutional review to the finish line. But APC, they are our brothers. Right now, we're in the same boat. There's a lot of decorum between us, the SLPP, and that of the APC. There's a lot of love. But to be honest, sometimes I look at the APC, I look at the leadership of APC, I look at the setup of the Catholic Church, when they say sometimes you cannot be more Catholic than the Pope. You see, you cannot eat your cake and then want to have it at the same time. Democracy does not work that way, my brother. You don't play with people's emotions when it comes to democracy. I know you followed the debate yesterday, and one particular debater that caught the eyes of the ordinary people was that of Honorable Tawa, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament. You see, the reason why debates sometimes are beautiful is when you debate with facts and you bring out evidences to back those facts up. And you bring out evidences that even your opponent that you're debating with will not be able to challenge those facts that you brought out. The public, I know the world by this morning because I was following international news. They showed Honorable Tawa holding two important documents in his hands where he derived all the evidences from page 108, page 107, page 54, page 96 of both the government white paper of President Ernest Bai Koroma and the Justice Kawan constitutional review recommendations. But for your viewers to understand better, we the SLPP want them to understand that SLPP is not reinventing the wheel. This is a process that APC started. We are taking this process to the finish line. Why? Because I used to tell you, my brother Melvin is here, I used to tell him that the destiny of this country rests on the shoulders of SLPP. Major decisions, all major decisions that have transformed this country, that have transcended beyond regional lines and the democratic spheres of this country have been done by the SLPP. Going for independence, SLPP. We conducted election 67, we handed over power to APC. The war came, SLPP came during the war. We finished it. We started building institutions. All those institutions were built. Sierra Leone was ready to take off. We handed it over again to APC in 2007. This is the SLPP for you. So for me, and as a journalist, it's important when we are debating national agenda, it is important that you also go extensively to do research. You know why? Because when Pope comes here, you'll be able to quote pages in the APC white paper that recommended 50+1. You'll be able to quote direct and read for yourself from those documents to Pope, from the Justice Kawan, that there has been no extensive consultation compared to what Justice Kawan did. Over 8,400 consultation was done nationwide. 13,000 focus group discussion took place. At the end of the day, one of the recommendations said Sierra Leone should go the PR system. So one of the take-home I want Sierra Leoneans to have this morning is that the SLPP government is not reinventing any wheel. We are continuing a process. Remember, I can make an example, the Bumbuna Hydro started way when Shaka Stephen was in power, right? onto the world, they stopped it. President Kaba came, he took the Bumbuna up to 98%. But President Nkrumah took the glory. He took power 2 years. When he took power, Bumbuna came on. But you, me and you know, to form an hydro like that, Bumbuna power, it took years. So the process of this constitutional review, the amendment bill before Parliament, is not new. We did not invent any wheel.
So
we have 3 references.
Is this at the disadvantage of the SLPP now?
No, for us,
because the APC is the one saying that they don't want the PR system anymore. Let's stick with the constituency elections. Even though they might have proposed it during the Justice Kawan's commission, you know, and proceedings and committee, they're now saying that, you know, what, you know, happened 10 years ago or 15 years ago in that committee cannot reflect the reality we are having now. And that's a laudable point.
Okay, so that's why I said you cannot run away from your own thesis. You went to the university, you did a dissertation, and at the end of the day to defend it, you say, oh no, I'm running away from that dissertation. Constitutional review process is not a one-day job. It's not something you do one day. It is a process. I have given them the accolade that this process started way when President Kaba was in power. It continued when Ernest Nkrumah came to power. The APC government came to power. Most of the leaders now in the APC that are rejecting the PR system, that are rejecting the 50+1, they were the pioneers of this constitutional amendment. They were the pioneers. The white paper is there, go to Parliament. They almost developed a bill for Parliament. Later they changed their mind again. The PR system, use of PR system is in a document that have had the most extensive national consultation ever in the history of Sierra Leone, apart from when the Constitution was first written in 1991. So as a journalist, it is important to hold politicians accountable. Why now is the APC turning their back from documents that they themselves spent billions? Men, my brother, Justice Kawan, I was in a committee. By then I was part of civil society. I was in a committee for the Justice Kawan Constitutional Review. I was in one of the subcommittees. My brother, billions were spent. Extensive consultation was done across the board. It's not this kangaroo consultation. It's like, oh, this is what Interreligious Council have said. That document have the voices of Interreligious Council. It has the voices of market women. It has the voices of Okada riders. It has the voices of teachers, lecturers, professionals, doctors, nurses. It has the voices of market women at Abacha State. It has the voices of paramount chiefs. It has the voices of our security sector personnel. What do they think about our constitution? So let us don't mislead the public. Let the public understand that the SLPP government is not reinventing any wheel with the bill we have introduced. We have 3 source documents where this amendment is coming from. 3, and I can reference you them. The first source document is the tripartite recommendations. There are recommendations in the tripartite that you can find in this amendment bill. The second source document is the Justice Kawan Constitutional Review recommendations, which is the most extensive so far that Sierra Leone have seen. It went through all the crucibles of engaging citizens' participation, citizens' voices. And in that document, there is a recommendation that says Sierra Leone, the best form of democracy that will keep us away from problem is for us to practice the PR system. The third reference point is the government white paper. You know, when you make a recommendation, government take it to cabinet. From those recommendations, government drafts a white paper. That is, those that they are accepting from your recommendations and those that they are not accepting from your recommendations. And that government white paper have 50+1. You saw Tawa waving it yesterday, singing, give me ammunition, I want to go to the battlefield. So now, few years down the line, the question should be now to APC, why are they running away? But then let's come to the PR system, my brother. Let me practical this morning. Let's say there is no PR, there's first past the post in AYV. Right? And say every 2 years there's going to be election for presenters of politicians in AYV. And every 2 years AYV spent 1.5 billion, 3 billion to conduct that election. Imagine now AYV woke up a morning and do extensive consultation within staff and say, okay, now we need PR system. Let's have a list. If you are the presenter for these 2 months, the next 2 months will know that this. Check that in 5 years. How many money will AYV will be able to save? Now let's be practical enough and talk data this morning. Since 2023 to now, we have lost more than 3 to 4 members of parliament. Melvin is here. I don't have the specific figure, but there are more than almost 5 MPs that we have lost. Imagine how much that will cost this economy to conduct a by-election. That is one. 2, you see, sometimes when we discuss with APC, our brothers, we love them. We are now, we're friends. Maybe for me and Pope will go for lunch this afternoon, because me and CD did the last time, because we are brothers now, we are friends. But it's important for us to take the public along. You know why the APC don't want the first past the post? I can tell you this today, my brother. There's a constituency in Karine. The total number of voters in that constituency is 2,000 people, 2,000 voters. There's a constituency in Kenema. The total number of votes in that constituency in Kenema is 18,000 voters. So how can you be elected on 2,000 votes, you come to parliament, and then you are sitting in the same parliament with somebody who got 15 to 16,000 votes? Are you not disenfranchising thousands of other people? You are disenfranchising them. The advent of proportional representation, the main point is to have an inclusive democratic process. Inclusive democratic process, that is one. 2 is also to take the burden off the MPs. My brother Pope sit there and say, oh, from Kisi Road, Melvi help me banana. Say from Texaco, take Cambook fees. He say MP no dey. You know why he say so? Because it has been a culture na salon we will need for change. Say, if you are my MP, me pikin sick, I go to you. In this country, our democracy have not grown to that point where citizens will call MP and say, that bill you are going to debate, this is our position. It's not common. The most common aspect of MPs over the years in terms of functioning over the years traditionally in a salon, now for say, as MP vote for me, na me make that bridge, or I go can't make that bridge. This school here, for now vote for me, I can't build this school. Not so. This is practical. We're young people. This is something we've been seeing over the years, to a point that some MP will be taking loans from the bank to contest constituency elections. Some MPs will take loans from the bank when their salary is almost 14,000. They will take billions of loans. Why? Because contesting a parliamentary election in a constituency is like contesting an election for the executive. Why? Because over time, people have believed that before they give you symbol in a constituency, you must have proof of developmental programs you have taken to them. This is practical, and people know that this is fact. What the PR does now is to start public engagement. The PR educates the people that, hey, your district MP, the MPs in your district are not there to pay your school fees. They are not there for give you money for Pulnado. They are not there when you have accident you want to. He is not there to make sure he patch all the potholes you have in your community. He is there to provide oversight, to make sure government function effectively and provide the services you're supposed to get. 2, is there to make law. Is there to make laws that will positively affect your life in the community. Is there to 3, is there to represent the wishes, the aspirations of the people. I'm going to make an example to MPs from Tonkolili, to Pope here this morning. You know what the MPs from Tonkolili did? Both the APC and SLPP, they have a council of members of parliament from Tonkolili. You know what they do? They make sure they engage together service providers within this government and make sure they distribute those services across the district. They make sure they go together, they advocate. You know why? Because irrespective that this is red and this is green, all of them are from Tonkolili. So in the minds of the MP, let us fight for Tonkolili together. It doesn't matter whether you are red, it doesn't matter whether you are green. We are born in Tonkolili. We must make sure the opportunity we have through the district block system, let us use it to push the district rather than use it to foster only one particular constituency. Now, there are certain MPs, when it was first past the post, I can tell you there are certain MPs where they get more opportunities past the other one, but their focus is only on their constituents. because that's where they go. Even though they have opportunity to better develop the entire district. Now, what the district block system is doing now is to make sure they coordinate the synergy, the energize, they coordinate the energy, the resources, the technical expertise of all the MPs in a particular district to make sure they work together. Right. My brother, what is wrong? What is wrong with us working together? He's saying from this point to this point, there are no MPs. I can challenge him on how many MPs APC have in the western area.
Let me hold you there a bit. We've been joined in the studios by Melvin. Melvin, let me bring you in. You know, I don't want to have a laugh this morning. You are not in Parliament anymore. But let's look beyond.
No, he's not in Parliament, but he's spy per Parliament.
Melvin, let's look beyond. Let's look beyond the politics of, you know, this amendment. Yesterday, I had an interesting question from someone on Facebook, and I would love to ask you that question. You know, a concerned citizen really asked, who is this amendment benefiting? Is it the people or is it the political parties?
Well, to a large extent, it's the political parties, because from the debate itself, that was manifested. The case study is how both political parties agreed not to endorse independent presidency. So it was obvious, and I think that's the only thing they had a unanimous agreement on. And if you do, the implication of that is that either they want to protect their political party interest, or they don't want to create room for a third force. So by and large, that was a case study for us to realize that it's bent towards their interest. But of course, there was this notion also that they met at Toke, and they had the closed-door meeting in which both political parties swore to an oath of secrecy. Unfortunately, that backfired, because we saw by the time Honorable Timbo was wrapping his debate, we're hearing jibes coming that, oh, why did you go there? And Honorable Timbo was saying it was treasonous for them to have gone to Toke and agreed without coming first to Parliament. So it was obvious that yesterday revealed a lot of things. Of course, when it comes to another, I'll look at it from an aspect of progress, stagnation, or its progress. From the aspect of progress, I think there's a semblance of progressiveness as to how the minds of MPs have shifted when it comes to the issue of whether dual citizens should be members of Parliament. That was hugely progressive, because before now, that was a no-go area, that was a taboo subject. And it was surprising to see APC and SLPP MPs, some I must add, agreeing that, oh, they must come and contribute. Lack of progress in the sense that I have not seen any headway, and I doubt if there's going to be any headway out of the stalemate when it comes to PR versus first past the post, or the issue of 50+1. These are political issues. These are basically politics 101, representing the political party's interest, and there was no progress on that. There are other elements, of course. I think this is not going to be this is far from being over, especially when it comes to how will the aspect of the interpretation of section 108, subsection 2, paragraph B. How will the speaker handle that? Because if you listen to the premise and the arguments of Honorable Guevara, he's looking at it from an issue of, well, entrenched or not entrenched clause. And you sense from the submission of the leader of government, the leader of the opposition, that the whole conversation hinges around ending in a vote. And that vote should not be less than 2/3, which is 99 in my estimation, but according to him, it should be 100. And I think that's going to be the big elephant in the room. But there are also issues that have got to do with the express inclusion of the voices of the people. I think that was a major omission. It was unfortunate for Parliament to have entreated institutions and individuals for position papers, and unfortunately, none of that was considered prior, during, and almost at the end of the debate. Nothing was mentioned on as to, oh, except when it came to the aspect of politics. You'll hear APC MPs saying that even the paramount chiefs, even the Inter-Religious Council, they are against the PR. And for me, it was also a missed opportunity that no paramount chief MP was given the floor to have reacted to that. Yeah. It's unfortunate. And the debate, in my estimation, was less representational. It was. You're having 149 MPs and only 18 debated. That is 12% of the people's representative debating what should be a document representing the people. And that is owing to the fact that the speaker never had standing order 38 properly. How? Standing order 38 makes room for time for speeches. And you see in the opening of the debate, the speaker said, even when Honorable Dixon Rogers, the chief whip of the government, and Honorable Abdul Kagbo said, Mr. Speaker, I think we need to have time. He said, no, let people debate at will, but by 7 o'clock, they will rise. That was a missed, I think that was an undercut as it yesterday. There was no much progress made outside of the debate because the bill was not moved to the third reading, which is perhaps going to be the lengthiest part of the conversation, the third reading, which I will assume even when they come on Friday, they will not be able to conclude. And also, because of the inadequate use of the time, not much MPs were given the floor. For me, that was an undercut, a demerit of the conversation, and by and large, the aspect of the voting. Many people where I was up till, in fact, I went to bed by 3 because I had to prepare my notes for some media engagement. So, the people we are not part of the people's interest, smoke screen wise, were purportedly being represented. But if you look at the undercurrents of the debate, it was about how APC wants to protect its interest and how the SLPP wants to perpetuate its interest. It's quite unfortunate, and I hope that when they come by Friday, I mean, maybe this will be the last thing I have to add here is, when they come on Friday, there is a looming uncertainty. That is, if they come on Friday, after the third reading, the bill might be committed at this point to the legislative committee. Maybe that would be the only opportunity for those petitions and public position papers to be factored in. But as at what happened yesterday, the public interest was only on lip service being represented, but it was more of a partisan thing. And back to that issue of evidence, I see a lot of inconsistency, a lot. I don't want...
In Honorable Tawa's position.
On both sides. I am not here to talk for APC or SLPP. I have friends. I mean, Pope is my friend, Mambu is my friend. I have friends across the political divide. But my role as a political independent and centrist is to expose some of the inconsistencies. When it got to that aspect of people showing documentary evidence, they only showed evidence that suits their interests and not in entirety. You will hear Honorable Abdul Kagbo in his rebuttal saying that what Honorable Tawa presented was just half of the old picture. And that's the exact case. When it comes to what the APC was presenting, it's just what suits them. And I think as journalists and as civil society, our duty is to create the whole picture. So yes, so many people will be impressed that, documents were presented, but I will tell you, those documents were presented on a skewed perspective to support or to counter the argument. And I think that was also on a political interest rather than public interest. So we can do better. It's good for public conversation. Some countries don't have such engagements, but we are having it. And my whole fear is how it will end. Will it end in the Supreme Court or will it end in Parliament? Because should the submission of Honorable Guevara be used by the Speaker, then it's going to be dangerous for the APC. And I think the best wherein, because I've always argued, that was the reason I was banned, among several reasons, is that the interpretation of the Constitution is not in the purview of the Speaker. Members of Parliament are not jurists, even when they are lawyers. When they sit in that chamber, they are not jurists. And when there is a constitutional ambiguity, and you hear lawyers who are members of Parliament attempting to give an interpretation to provisions in the Constitution, that is tempting to the speaker to either toe or not toe. And if he's going to toe and the line of interpreting the Constitution, I'll continue to say this, even if that's going to lend me another ban, a ban on a ban. I will say it. It's not in the purview of Parliament to interpret the law, and that's what I would sense they might end up doing when it comes to Section 108(2)(b). So we are on a tenterhooks, we are on a slippery floor, and I think let's wait and see what comes out on Friday, but I don't expect it to be completed even on Friday.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm afraid this is all we have time for, but we'll definitely continue the conversation tomorrow. As you know, Friday, and Thursday and Friday again, we shall be debating this as Parliament. We'll gather around again to discuss the amendment bill. I'd like to say many thanks to my guests for joining me this morning. This is where we end today's show of Wake Up Sierra Leone. We say thanks to our sponsor, Wakeup Commercial Bank, and our other advertisers, to the program. Apologies. Continue to watch AYV throughout the day, as we have other exciting programs lined up, throughout the day. We are going to continue the debate, and analyzing, the speakers and the speeches made yesterday in Parliament throughout our programs, today. Until we meet again tomorrow for another exciting edition of Wake Up Sierra Leone, I am Bokari Matia. Do have a pleasant day.